Hello, hello. Hi, queens. Hi, goddesses. This is Benir Pierre. I'm the personal power coach. I help you reclaim your life, take back your power, and live without fear, without apology, and without limitation. I'm sure you guys are so tired of hearing me say that, but I just want to make sure that you always know that, so that if there is a way that I can help you, you know it. So, anyway, I am on today to talk about some obstacles that a lot of people face when manifesting, particularly when shit gets real. A lot of times it's really easy to manifest what you want when you're in a good space and when you're already in a positive space. But what happens when real life happens? What happens when you're stressed or you have obstacles? You lose a job, you lose your home. How do you continue manifesting in that space? So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. And then I want to extend a very special offer to those who live in Atlanta to come and see me in person on Saturday. So for today's lesson, I guess, I really just have 3 quick tips for you, something that you can easily remember. So the first thing is self-care. The second way that you can stay positive even when things fall apart is gratitude. And then finally, trusting the process. And I'll get into each of those in just a second. I also want to check for those who are playing manifestation bingo. So if you are playing bingo with us, please drop a comment below so that I can see who's playing and let me know how you're doing so far. I have someone here who's 2 spots away from a bingo, so I'm just curious how everyone is doing. Hey, Miss Brittany, how's it going? Hey, Edith. Hey, Markella and Maisha. Again, tonight we are talking about how to stay in that positive mindset even when things seem like they're falling apart. I've had a lot of people recently who have been working through the tips that I've been giving. But of course, we know that life happens and life is not always peachy. Life is not always roses. And so what do we do to stay in a good headspace? The first tip that I have for you is making self-care a priority. And that's something that we should be doing anyway, especially those of us who are healers, those of us who are givers. You want to make sure that your self-care is priority, but it's especially important when you're not feeling well. So when things are happening around you that are out of your control. And so, with self-care, a lot of times people tend to be very one-sided with it, but it's important to make sure that you're taking a holistic view at self-care. So making sure that you are caring for your physical body, caring for yourself mentally and emotionally, as well as spiritually and energetically. And so I actually have a self-care worksheet that I give to my clients that helps you identify every area of your life and how you can take care of yourself in all ways. And so when you are feeling low energy, one great way to raise your energy is really taking care of yourself. I even go as far as to have a contingency plan. So what does my self-care look like when I'm sad versus when I'm angry? Versus when I'm just low energy and I just kind of need a day to myself. And so have a plan in place for how you're going to take care of yourself, even when you don't feel like it. Because if you have a plan, then at least you can go back to that plan and work from that instead of trying to get the motivation to take care of yourself when you're not feeling well. So that's the first thing to raise your vibration and get into a positive space is really just make taking care of yourself a priority, and give yourself permission to take a step back from some of your responsibilities so that you can take care of yourself. I always say that it's important to give from the overflow, and you can't have any overflow if you're not pouring into yourself first. So that's the first tip. Second thing, that I would suggest for taking care of yourself or staying in that positive mindset when life comes at you and things start to fall apart, is really to find reasons to be grateful. So you hear me say all the time that you don't get what you think, you get what you feel. You attract what you feel. And so, so the tip that I would give is to really allow yourself to get in that space of gratitude. So I keep a gratitude journal. And if you've been doing manifestation bingo, that is a really great way to stay in that space of gratitude. Make sure that you are being mindful of the things that are happening. A lot of times we're manifesting things and don't even take a moment to recognize that we've manifested it. And certainly don't take a moment to be grateful for it. So if you are grateful for the things that you already have, what you're telling the universe is, give me more of that. I like that. And so that is a really great way to instantly change your mood when you're not in the best emotional space, or when it seems like things are falling apart. Really looking at the things that already have happened and trusting that if those things could happen, that even more and even better is coming for you. The final thing to do when things start to fall apart and you're wanting to stay in that positive mindset so that you can continue manifesting is really to trust the process. A lot of times when we set a vision or an intention that we wish to manifest, we're so attached to the outcome or to the way that it manifests that we miss our blessing. And so I encourage you to trust the process. Sometimes, saying that you want to manifest freedom, you may have a certain idea of what freedom looks like in your life, but freedom could mean being taken off of the job that's causing you so much stress. And so that layoff in that moment might not feel like it's a good thing, but it may very well be the manifestation that you're asking for. So trust the process. Know that everything is working together for your good. Accept the parts that you can't change and change whatever is in your control to change. So very quick video tonight. But again, as a recap, self-care, trusting the process, and gratitude are ways that even in the midst, no matter what is going on, you can still manifest and you can still change your mood. I talked before about, yes, we get what we feel, but a lot of times we try to change how we feel without acknowledging how we feel. So I guess I should have put in there to part of your self-care needs to be really leaning into the space where you are, allowing yourself to feel how you feel, trusting that there is a purpose, not trying to guilt yourself or, I should feel better, I should feel grateful. No, allow yourself to feel how you feel, and really examine it, because what you resist will continue. What you resist persists. So if you're feeling afraid, take a moment before you try to change that fear and just examine why you're feeling afraid in the first place. So those are my tips for you. Of course, as always, if you have questions, leave them in the comments below. Thank you so much for the hearts. I love hearts. And then for my Atlanta people, so actually before I get to that, if you have been playing Manifestation Bingo, again, please comment below. I'm just curious to see how you guys are doing. Very good, Aisha. So an example of self-care. So I'll give a perfect example from my life. So yesterday was pretty crappy for me. You guys see that I didn't do a video, and I kind of wasn't really on social media a lot yesterday. I got some news that, was a little hard to receive. And so the way that I practice self-care first was by taking the day off of work. So many of you know that I tend to work 90-hour weeks. I work a full-time job in addition to working full-time for my business. And so I gave myself permission to take the night off. I rearranged some things so that I could get a full night's rest. So for me, a full night's rest, which I'm admitting something that I probably shouldn't be, but I don't always get 8 hours of sleep. And so I made sure that I got a full night's rest. I made sure that I didn't cause myself to feel guilty about the fact that I wasn't working in the first place. I did things that I enjoyed. So I have a book that the amazing Jackie O'Nappy sent me. And so instead of working, I read my book. Other ways that you can practice self-care can be by eating healthy food. So that's a way to practice physical self-care. It can be taking, a spiritual bath or saging. That's something that you can do for spiritual self-care. Mental self-care, like I said, can be anything from, reading a book, watching your favorite movie, really just things that make you feel good. So a lot of people ask, what's the difference between positive vibration and, high vibration, low vibration? If it makes you feel good, then it's probably high vibration. And if it makes you feel crappy, then it's probably a low vibration. And be careful, because there are some things that may make you feel good in the moment, but don't necessarily last. So, I'm sure you could go out and take some drugs. They might make you feel good in the moment, but that's not very high vibration, because eventually there are side effects. Eventually it will lower your energy. So, of course, make sure that the things that you're doing to take care of yourself not only make you feel good in that moment, but the repercussions of them are also for your ultimate health and wellness. So for those who would like a bingo scorecard, please be sure to sign up for the free Mastering Manifestation course, and I will get a scorecard out to you so that you can play with us. If you get bingo, let me know, and I have a prize for you. And then those who are in Atlanta, I have a workshop coming up. So if you've been enjoying these videos, if you've been learning a lot, the one part of manifestation that we haven't really gotten into is the action part. So certainly manifestation is, things coming to you effortlessly, but there is work that needs to be done, and that goes with the intention. And so when you set the intention of what you want, sometimes work is required. And so what we will be talking about this weekend at the workshop, which it's 2 to 6 p.m. on Saturday, what we'll be talking about is how to use action to support your intention. So how to actually create a plan. So we're going over time management, we're going over action planning, we're doing mind mapping, and we will be doing vision boarding. And so how to both set a concrete plan and then use manifestation to attract that to you. But even if your manifestation never works, you still will have a concrete plan that you can follow to reach your goals. It was not until I really decided to be consistent and focused with my effort for my business that I started to see the results. So I'm going to give you some tips that I used to help build my business, as well as tips that I have used to knock my goals out of the park year after year. So if you are interested, then I will leave the link. Aisha, I'll leave the link for the live for the live workshop in the comments below. And then the link for the free course is actually in the description. So if you have any questions about anything that I talked about tonight, let me know. But I hope to see you guys this weekend, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. Blessings.